Ladies and gents, boys and girls, thank you very much. This, guys, it's very, very sad to say, is the final chapter of Final Fantasy VII, the remake. Thank you very much to all 37 of you that were watching earlier on. It's been a long day, been a long stream. Losing my marbles a little bit. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for staying with me from the start. Started streaming about 11:30 this morning, finished about an hour ago. Got something to eat, had a little refresh, and I thought, I've got to finish this game, got to finish it. It's been a fantastic ride, and well, I won't go into any spoilers, we'll talk about that in the review at the end. I will let you guys know when I'm finishing the game officially. I'm going to go into the review section. I will also timestamp it in the video for those of you that are watching this on YouTube. So please have a look in the description below for the timestamps of when the review starts, and just so that you don't give yourself away any spoilers or anything, or if you want to just jump straight to the review. So without further ado, guys, let's get into it. This is chapter 18. This is the final stretch of the game. We've just gone through a portal, and we're fighting these weird whisper elemental monsters. We're going after Sephiroth. All of us, and we're just trying to kill off these mini sort of whisper monsters in order to destroy the massive one that's overlooking us at the back. So I'm going to shut my face. Thank you very much for coming along for the ride once again. I hope you're all enjoying the previous stream. Those of you that are joining fresh, thank you very much for popping in and saying hi. Let's do this, guys. Deep breath, all good things and all that. It has to come to an end. Let's do this.
Let's hustle. Taking over.
What's going on here? Come on, let's finish these fools. Where is Sephiroth? Sephiroth is probably hiding. We gotta fight these weird lackeys first. It's all good. I'm sure we will get our hands on Sephiroth, don't you worry. Ooh. Done some good damage there. So what we're doing at the moment, guys, is we're taking out all the little lackeys, and we are doing damage to the overall monster at the back. This is what you just saw. Every time we kill one of these whispers, it tends to take off a chunk of health from the main guy at the back, which is what we're aiming for. Right, we're going to wait for Cloud's finisher. Like now. Switched upon his remote. Yes, look at that. He's down to half health, guys. This mother is going down. Try to get a heal in. Ooh, this looks crazy. So what they're doing is showing us what can be, or what will be if we fail. We found out that whispers are almost fate spirits. The 3 of them are back now.
Least they can do is give us a little breather.
I say we split up. Take them down at the same time.
Yeah.
In that case, Ultra Big Boy is all mine.
Bring it on, you bitch.
Oh, nice. It's fight music. Come on, give me Aerith, please. Yeah. We've got no problems now, guys. We've got Aerith in the squad. I really need to do that, you know? Right. Let's go. Ooh, tasty. You absolute beauty, you.
Let's do this.
Bahamut.
We can do this.
Bahamut. Am I reading that right? We're gonna have to fight fire with dragon, guys. Ifrit versus Bahamut. Battle of the Summons. Bahamut would floor us in a real fight.
Give your best shot.
But we've got to just Radiant Plume. Yep.
I'll take care of them.
Mega Flare. Ooh, that's gonna kill us off. That is gonna kill us off. Jeez. Not good. Not good.
I'm here. Not done yet.
Not good.
It's on you.
Let me handle this. You're up. I'm coming.
Aerith needs to do some serious curing.
No need to panic.
Yep, that.
Got this.
Taking over. Keep it together.
Oh, let's go. So it's my turn? Why don't you lead the way?
My turn.
Crimson Dive.
Take the lead.
Let me handle it. I'm coming.
He's down.
That's it. And catch. This one's for you.
Come on, Hellfire's going to do some damage, surely. Look at the colours. I never get bored of seeing that. I really do.
Get some rest.
It's not very nice, is it?
Can you take over for me? So it's my turn? Here it comes! Tagging out!
Didn't know that.
Just a little should help. Go on! Can you take over for me?
Great, keep it together.
All set.
We got him. We got the fool.
I'm waiting.
Stop it! That was
Come on,
weird.
snap out of it. Right. Kiraga, let's not.
Back to good now.
We need to do Kira, but they'll keep staggering us.
That's it.
Man, I trained for this.
Cheat trap. Let's go quick before they get us.
No need to panic.
Yeah. Aerith's got a really cool ability where she, well, I say ability, she's got a link materia and an item that when she casts a spell of any kind, it sort of hits the others as well. And she also has a accessory, a medallion, that doubles the potency of her healing items and her spells, which is amazing. Aerith is by far my favourite character, guys. She is just super powerful. Right, let's wail in on this.
Alright, it's over. See ya.
These ends, there we go. Boom, have some of that. Want a bit more? Come on. Yeah.
I'm gonna show you what avalanche is made of. Gotcha.
Have we nailed it? Jeez. That was the scene, guys. The scene that we don't talk about.
Did we beat him? Think
Those of
so.
you that have played with the original will know what I mean. No, don't want to do that. Ray of Judgment. She nearly one hit killed that. He's down. We've got this, guys. Let's do it.
Let's finish this. Go for it.
I think we've just got one more left, guys. For this being the final pass, we're doing really well. I'm not trying to jinx it or anything.
Here.
Yep, we've got one left, which should be fairly easy now.
There. Get ready. That'll do. No big deal.
Leave him alone, Perilyn.
Yeah, go on. Stay strong and carry on.
That'll do it. Yeah, he's down. He's down. There's no coming back from this. Oh. Yeah. Nailed it. Really? Come on now. Just a few little dabs from FF1, that's all it takes. What's going on? What is going on?
Where are we?
Why won't it let me take a screenshot? It's really annoying.
I'm waiting, Cloud. What the hell is this?
This is...
Jeez.
Sephiroth.
Come on, we need to take. Oh, come on. Don't take a screenshot of anything. It's like Master Yoda. Gone real bad. This really makes me want to watch Advent Children again. Holy crap, here we go, guys. The moment you've all been waiting for.
Let's finish this.
Holy crap.
Fate is not to be taken lightly, Cloud.
Shut up!
Sephiroth, there he is. He's immune to... Useful.
Double time.
Come, Cloud.
How do I hurt him?
Ride for me.
I can't hurt him. I cannot hurt him. Hello, anybody?
Allow me.
So he's immune to everything. Nothing hurts him. How are we going to do this one then? Jesus. Just keep running. Leave me alone. You're supposed to be my friend. Oh, that got him. Come on, I need some backup, man. Or I'm about to get my ass handed to me.
Ain't dead yet.
The weakness within.
Look at him, he's like a... Fudge you, Sephiroth. Fudge you, bro. No. Wonder if I
Time to burn.
hurt him a little bit. A little bit. Not enough. Leave me alone. You mean old man.
Try that again.
Yes, I am running. That is a valid that is a valid tactic. Ah!
Whatever.
Come on. Let's just counter stance him.
I see you.
Beg for forgiveness.
No, I'd rather not. So that is an unblockable move. As is that.
Is that it?
Jesus. He's not letting up, is he?
Come on.
Listen. Is his health like going back up? I swear his health's going back up. Now. That's the tactic. Dodge the block the telepathic thing and roll through the onslaught attack.
I'm waiting. Is that it? Now you're
Come
in
on.
for it.
Any more? Okay. Yeah, he's doing me. Me and you know, Sephi boy.
You're done. Get ready.
Ooh. Cloud's taking it to him. Gonna triple slash.
Is that it? Is that it?
Cloud's got a cheek mine. What? Who? Break. He's pressured. He's feeling the burn. I'm about to feel the burn. Ah, damn it. Come on. Yeah, you can't block that one, guys or girls. Triple slash. Maybe not. He hits hard, guys. He hits hard. As expected.
Is that it?
Come on.
Is that it?
Walked into that.
Let's try that again. Bring it. That'll do.
Beg for forgiveness.
Yeah, let's do it again. Let's do him again. Sephiroth's bringing in the moves. Roll. Get away. Yes. Come on. Love Aerith, man. Love Aerith. I'm a sucker for an Aerith, I tell you.
Yeah, so what? Screw him.
Screw him. So what? Oh. I have to pause there, guys. Aerith just said, so what? Screw him. It's Sephiroth, right? Dear, oh dear. Deep breaths. I'm very excited, by the way. Very excited. I hope you guys are enjoying it as well. We made it, guys. We're fighting him. I can't believe it.
I'll take care of them.
Taking over.
Leave Aerith alone.
Take the lead.
Here goes. Just a little should help.
Hang back.
Leave her alone. Bully.
Don't overdo it.
So it's my turn?
Bring it.
One more shot!
It's on you.
I'll take care of them.
What hope have you?
Back to good now.
Steady.
That wasn't nice. It's your turn.
I got this.
Stop it! I'll show you what I can do. I'd keep my distance if I were you.
Tell you what, mine. Aerith. Tell you what, mine. My Bristolian's coming out now, guys. I'm getting really excited.
Take care of them. This one's for you. You can do it.
Hang back.
Really soft.
He's down. Yep. Hell yeah.
Let's do
Infinity's End, I think.
this. Now's our chance.
Right, my turn. Keep it up. Tagging out.
Taking over. Not set. Keep it together.
I'm coming.
My turn.
I'll show you what I can do. That's it.
Taking over.
Gotta dig deep for this one.
Come on.
Here goes.
Let's refocus, shall we?
Time for something special. It's your turn.
My turn.
Uh-oh.
I'm feeling pretty weak.
Where is he?
No more playing nice. Let's switch it up.
Sure, however I can help.
Kiraga, please.
No need to panic. Why don't you?
He's cheese now. Yeah, come on, Tifa. It's gotta be Tifa, isn't it? It's gotta be.
What I miss?
Let's go.
Dove's Aerith's line now. Yeah, so what?
Enjoy.
Screw him.
Go on.
Take the lead.
Okay, let's go. Just go away. I'll show you what I can do. Gotta heal first.
Taking over. It's on you.
I got this. I'm coming. One more shot. Let me handle this.
Brace yourself.
It's on you. I'll take care of them.
Nope.
What do you
Well,
think
I
of
don't want to
this
do that,
trick?
no mind. Ray of Judgment, I want it.
Ready?
Hang back.
Beg for forgiveness.
No, that's not how we roll, bro.
Here goes. Lend me your strength. Let the winds caress you. Can you
That
take
healing
over
wind
for
is
me?
super powerful.
No more games.
not messing around, is he?
Watch yourself. I'll show you what I can do. Don't let him stop us.
Deal with that.
I got it. Get him. Here goes.
Uh-oh.
Of all the times. Pushing it.
All set.
No need to panic.
Good luck. I'll take care of him. Just a little too help.
Take it over. Don't overdo it.
Let's go. It's on you. I'm coming.
Shiva, yes please. Get some reinforcements
Sorry,
in
I
there.
know it's sudden.
Let's do this thing.
Don't look away. My turn. Still up for it?
Watch yourself. I'll show you what I can do.
Diamond dust. Come on, Shiva, give us some damage. Yeah, he like that.
Have a safe trip back.
He like that.
Tag.
Let's do this.
Let me
Bring it.
So it's my turn?
Enjoy it.
Too much? You've got this.
I got it.
Back to business. All set. This one's for you. I'll show you what I can do. You can do it.
Take it over.
Bring it.
It's on you.
Let's go.
Enjoy it.
Nothing to worry about.
Here goes. Gotta heal first.
Hang back.
We're doing really well with this. He's almost down.
Gotta dig deep for this one. So it's my... It's your turn.
Take it over. Deal with that.
Let me get one more shot. Get him. What the?
Hang back.
I got it.
I'm waiting. Enjoy it.
Giving it my
Let's
all.
go.
Here goes. Bless them with your love and grace.
You will know pain.
Scumbag. We got
Just a little for help.
Enjoy it.
Bingo. Bring it.
Steady.
Gotcha. Yeah. Damn it. This one's for you.
Cloud, you got him?
You're out of luck.
We can do better.
He's nearly done. This is going to be supernova form though, I think. It's going to wipe us out.
Go on! That's it!
Stay away from that.
Just go away!
Where is he?
That's it! What do you think of this trick?
Come on. Just wail.
Shall I give you despair?
Gotta heal first.
What's going on? Ooh, that's not good.
Be careful.
Let's turn it up.
He didn't win, just
Be
leave.
strong and carry on.
Darkness falls.
He's nearly done.
Keep it up.
Come on, you got him. Just wail on him. Yes! Come on. What a boss fight.
Welcome back.
These nails, to be fair,
We can do
as
this.
expected.
We can change it. Make it right.
Holy hell. This is insane.
This is...
The edge of creation. Cloud, lend me your strength. Let us defy destiny together.
Don't do it.
Never.
Not yet. 7 seconds till the end. Time enough for you, perhaps. But what will you do with it? Let's see.
What?
Mr. Vice President.
Mr. President. That's right.
That whole section was amazing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Exactly what I thought it was going to be. But better. Great fight. Yeah, it was. Honest. Wow. Mind-blowing. What happened to the Shimmer president? So now Rufus is the president. Hojo Jojo. Mr. Hojo. Yeah, we wrecked your little creation, mate. Sorry, dude. Yeah, he's lost it. Guessing you wanted that to happen? That goddamn dog.
Wait. Is that all of them?
Zack is a G.
Hey, Cloud. Did you see that?
think we're at the end now, guys.
Thank you.
It's raining confetti. Yeah, he's alive. Oh yeah.
Marlene.
Coming. Daddy?
Marlene! I'll come back.
So, what now?
Sephiroth. As long as he's still out there,
I thought you beat him.
We can. We will. Count me in.
If it's to be a hunt, you could use a nose like mine.
I'm in too. Bastard wants to destroy the whole planet, doesn't he? An enemy of hers is an enemy of Avalanche.
Amazing cutscene. A little bit confused, I'm not gonna lie.
Almost there, Cloud. We're almost there.
And of course we're messing with Destiny, aren't we?
Miss it. The steel sky.
Oh, no way! Wow. We done it, guys. We made it. Wow, absolutely incredible. What a game. What I will do is I'll let the credits play out any of you that want to stay and watch the end, then feel free to. And then I'll start my review. Probably be about 10-15 minutes, won't be long. But we'll cover all aspects of the game, gameplay, graphics, the length of the game, difficulty, all that kind of stuff. So those of you that are bouncing out there that don't want to hang around for the review, thank you very much for coming into the stream, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. I certainly did. This is going to stick with me for life, I think. It's one of those games that once you play them, you never forget it. It's really, really good. Thanks guys, take care. For those of you that are leaving, see you again soon. Peace, peace, peace. Those of you that are staying, I'll let you watch the credits and then we'll go into a discussion at the end. Wow. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Skip this little bit. Well. Definitely going to save that. Okay, well, guys and girls, that was absolutely amazing. So guys, this is now the review section of Final Fantasy 7. I'm absolutely sweating with excitement, and it's a little bit warm in here anyway, but honestly, I've been on the edge of my seat. That last chapter was absolutely phenomenal, and the game as a whole was absolutely brilliant. So let's just get into each sort of section. So this is the official JayNotion review. Thank you very much to those of you that are still here, that have stuck with me from the beginning of the stream, and I think a few of you are still here from 11:30 this morning, so hats off to you, special well done. You've been here for a solid 8 hours almost. I hope you've been moving around and doing a bit of yoga to keep yourself nice and limber, because that's a hell of a long time to be sat down. Either that or your broadband's broke and it's stuck on the game, and I'm just kidding myself. But no, seriously, thanks very much for sticking around, guys. It really means a lot to me. Let's talk Final Fantasy. God, where do you begin? Right, so let's just talk gameplay. So the version that I played was the upgraded remake version. There is an option to do the classic approach, which is the turn-based that you're familiar with if you've played the original, and that works in the sense that you don't sort of get interrupted when you do your moves, but likewise you have to wait for the enemy to do their move before you can do yours. ATB gauge fills up as normal, but everything is completely turn-based. Now, completely your preference. I haven't played the game or tried the game in that mode. I've gone for how the game has been intended to be made, which is a lot more fluid. Add in the realism, so you can get staggered, you can get interrupted, you can get blocked whilst you're doing your moves, which adds a bit more realism to it, and it kind of modernizes it. Put my teeth in quite a lot. So I've played through that mode and I really enjoyed it. I don't think there was any withdrawal to that. The gameplay itself was fantastic, plays really fluidly. Characters aren't blocky, it's not choppy. I didn't experience any glitches whatsoever, and to go from start to finish in a game and not get any glitches whatsoever is quite rare these days, even with the software that we're blessed with in the PlayStation. Obviously developers can't iron out every other bug and glitch, but they managed to do it with this one. It's a hefty download file, guys. I think the game came in at a whopping 102 gig for me, because I've got the digital edition. Those of you that have got the disc edition won't have to wait that long for it to be installed. I did go with day one release, so I did pre-order the game digitally, and I do not regret it whatsoever. I have to do a little bit of a disclaimer. I am a out and out Final Fantasy fan. Been playing it since I think Final Fantasy 6, maybe 5, and I'm going to be honest with you, I didn't really get involved that much with Final Fantasy 7, the original, in the sense that I didn't play it as much as I played the others. Now, that's probably an unpopular opinion with a lot of people, but reason being is that I tended to go towards Final Fantasy 8 more. I don't know why, I just sort of favoured it more, and I also found it a little bit easier to play than the original Final Fantasy 7. Couldn't really get my head around the materia system and all that kind of thing, so 8 was a lot easier for me to pick up and play. And I also played a little bit of 9, completed it once, but Final Fantasy 10 was also one that I heavily played. I also played Final Fantasy 11 and 12. 13 as well. I skipped 14, and I also completed and got the platinum on 15, which is the one with Noctis and the dudes in the car journey. So massive Final Fantasy fan. So I did go into this with a little bit of fanboy essence about me, and but in all honesty, removing all of that, removing everything I know about Final Fantasy, removing the fact that I love games, and removing the fact that I knew the story, I knew what was going to happen to a degree. I knew the characters, I knew the skills, I knew the powers, all that kind of stuff. It blew me away. It absolutely blew me away, and this for me is solidly going to be my game of the year. I know we've got some other AAA titles coming out very soon, such as The Last of Us 2 and Cyberpunk, which I will be playing. However, this one really has sold me, and don't just take my word for it. There's loads and loads of reviews out there, loads of scores on the game, all 9 out of 10 or 10 out of 10 reviews. The only critique of the game is some people say that the side missions are a bit long-winded, and I kind of tend to agree. There's sort of 2 main chapters in the game. I think it's chapter 4 or 5 and then chapter 14 where you're in Midgar and about 8 or 9 side missions open up, maybe more, and you've got the option of going around and doing these side missions or continuing with the main story. Now, I'm going to honestly say if I didn't do those side missions, I probably would have struggled a little bit with the main story in terms of the bosses, because the side missions give you experience, they give you AP, they give you key items, sometimes they give you weapons, it could be materia, skill points, all that kind of stuff. And if you didn't complete those side missions, then you're obviously not going to be able to access any of that stuff. So for me, it was an outright yes, an absolute must to do those side missions. But the completionist in me wanted to do it anyway, so it's not like it was a chore for me. I'm a massive RPG gamer. I love RPG games. So side missions and stuff like that really doesn't bother me. I know there's going to be 2 types of people in 2 different camps. Those of you that enjoy side quests and enjoy fluffing out the story a little bit, getting to know other characters, doing a bit of this, bit of that, and the other camp, which is going to be people that cannot stand side quests, that just want to plow through the campaign, plow through the story, which again is fine, each to your preference. But I can honestly say, I think if you don't do any of the side missions and you don't do any of the additional quests that are thrown your way, I think you will struggle a little bit, and I think you'll put yourself at a bit of a disadvantage. Now, you might say it's a bit unfair that the game sort of throws you into that situation, in that if you don't do it you will struggle, and you might not, you might be able to get on with it absolutely fine. But I just think all the weapons that I came across, all the materia, all the skill points, the experience, the AP that I got, massively helped me throughout the game. So it gave me a bit of an edge in some scenarios, and I know I've been in situations where I was in a boss fight and item I had at the time through a side quest came in very handy, and I sort of was playing it and I thought, so glad I did that side quest, so glad I picked that up, whereas other people would just be like, no, whatever. So yeah, I don't think it's impossible. Well, it's definitely not impossible. There's going to be people that play through the game and not do one side quest, but I can see the critique, I can understand it, because when I got to chapter 14, some of the side quests felt a little bit repetitive. You sort of got the feeling that you're just going from, right, you go to A, you kill this monster, you get the key item, you come back, deliver it to the person. There's a couple of quests in there that are a little bit more quirkier than that. My personal favourite was retrieving Johnny's wallet, which was Johnny was one of the key side characters that you meet in the game that wasn't in the original. Very funny guy, sort of added for comedy value, and we had to sort of retrieve his wallet through various different obstacles and tasks, so that was good fun. So yeah, that's the side missions. Yes, I can see where the critique is, but for me as an RPG gamer and for me as a Final Fantasy fan, it didn't bother me at all. It got a little bit sort of grindy towards chapter 14, and I did sort of feel like I wanted to move on a little bit. Those of you that watched me finish those side missions, you probably felt it in my tone of voice, and you probably saw that I was getting a little bit assy with the remaining couple of side quests that I had to do. But it didn't ruin the game for me. It didn't make me want to stop playing it. It didn't make me think, oh, you know, sod it, I'm not going to do it anymore, or just skip through it. It didn't get to that point. So I can see where the critique's coming from, but for me it wasn't overwhelming enough to not play it, if that makes sense, and not go through them. So that's the side quests. Gameplay done. Graphics goes without saying, guys. You've seen the streams, you've seen the trailers, you've seen the reviews. Graphics are absolutely phenomenal, and I think graphics alone 10 out of 10. Very, very easy for me to give that. The graphics are superb. Character models are spot on. Very, very true to the original character models, but also they feel like they've been rendered differently, and they also feel like they've got a bit more of an updated touch as well. So costumes are brilliant. Character models brilliant. Each character plays very, very differently as well, so tying into the gameplay that I was just talking to you about, the characters play very differently, and you really do need to get a feel for each character. You can't just sort of stick with Cloud, play through the whole game just as Cloud. You have to get used to the fact that you need to switch between characters. Those of you that have been involved in this particular stream, or those of you that are watching this video now on my YouTube channel, and saw the Sephiroth fight, when it was Cloud, Tifa and Aerith, you really knew that if I just stuck to one character, I probably would have been wiped out in about 5 minutes. I had to constantly switch between the characters, one to draw his attention away from the main character that I was controlling, but also just to make sure that I was fully utilizing all the magic and all the skills of each one. So yeah, you really do need to get used to that, and it's not hard to get used to it. That's the main thing. It's very, very easy to play as all the characters. Barrett feels like a very heavy tank sort of character, very strong magic, can take a lot of damage, all that kind of stuff, has sort of physical buffs as well. Cloud's sort of an all-rounder, very, very quick, but also has very slow, hard-hitting attacks. But I also used him as a bit of a buff mage, so I sort of boosted his MP a little bit, gave him some strong offensive spells, which tended to work in most scenarios. Tifa was just outright flat out fast, but as the game sort of ventured on and I upgraded her strength more, gave her more advanced weapons and skills, her punches delivered a hell of a pack. So yeah, she was my all-round strength character, but also carried a lot of speed. Aerith was the mage from start to finish, without a doubt. Her magic is phenomenal. She is the mage. Those of you that are debating whether or not to make a mage or whether to favour someone else, you can sort of lean towards another character and build that character up a little bit, but honestly, what's the point? Aerith was built for that. Aerith has all the skill trees for a mage, so it makes sense that you throw all your mage stuff at her, and use her as the mage, as the buffer, as the white mage. Those of you that are into RPG gaming, you know what I mean. Who else do we have? So we didn't get to play as Red, which is a bit strange, but I think the reason why Square Enix went down that route is to hang fire until the next game. I don't think they wanted to throw all the characters at us, make them completely playable in the first game, because it sort of takes away the playability of the next game, if that makes sense. So I think in the next game it will focus a lot more on Red, and we'll see a lot more of his story. Hopefully that will be padded out as well, so we'll understand a little bit more about his history, and also we'll actually get to play as him. So that's that. Some people also had a little bit of a gripe about talking about characters, how you can't select your party as you could in the original game. Now, I can see the frustration with that one. However, I am on the complete opposite end of the scale. I think it was a good move. I think those people that wanted to just pick up and play the game, it lessens the complexity for them. They don't have to sit there and think about, oh, what character do I use? Who does, you know? You can pick up and play, because all your party members are sort of put in place for you at different points in the game. At any point, you don't sort of have to sit there and tactically plan who's going to be in your party, how you're going to do it. The only thing you really need to worry about is what weapons you've got equipped, what material you've got equipped, and your skill tree and your accessories. So they sort of stripped down all the in-depth thinking and I think that's a move just to make sure that those people that want to pick up the franchise new, or just want to pick it up as a game, that don't know anything about the Final Fantasy VII story, can just pick it up and play it, which I think's a sensible move, so it makes sense. So for me, it wasn't a bad thing. I quite welcomed it, to be honest. I think they did a similar thing with Final Fantasy 15, from what I remember. You don't pick your party then either, and you just sort of have different characters depending on what section you're playing in the game. I quite liked it. It made it feel like it was a story. It made it feel like it was a film. I was controlling different parts of the film at different times. I think if I had to sit there and really think about what characters I'm going to use at what section on what boss, yes, the tactical RPG Final Fantasy fan in me will be screaming out for that and absolutely loving it, but I'm moving with the times a little bit, guys, and I just think, yeah, I think it was a sensible move. It works. It doesn't take anything away from the game. You do get a lot of time with each character, so it's not like you have your Cloud all the time, or your Tifa all the time, your Aerith all the time. The party members do switch, and you do get sections with each on their own. So you'll get a section with Cloud, Tifa, Aerith, Barret, and you'll also get sections where you'll get Cloud and Tifa, you might get Tifa and Aerith, Cloud and Barret, Barret and Tifa, all that kind of stuff. So they're all mixed up, and they're all sort of mishmashed together, which is good because it gives you a feel for each character, gives you a feel for their play style, but it also pads out the game and just sort of freshens things up a little bit. I particularly love the section in the Shinra Underground base where you control Barret and you just use your minigun to just mow down all the crates at the top. Don't know why, but that was really, really satisfying. And he had to blow away sections of the wall with his minigun arm as well, so that was really good. So that's it for the gameplay. Gameplay, graphics. Let's talk about the music, guys. Jesus wept. So those of you that don't know, Nobuo Uematsu is the same composer that has done all the Final Fantasy games, most of them. Particular standouts are 7, 8 and 10. Not sure if he did 9, he probably did. And he also had a composition role in Final Fantasy 15 as well. And the music is phenomenal, guys. The music is absolutely amazing, and a lot of people are talking about just downloading the album on Spotify and listening to the music that way, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Rating the music on its own, 10 out of 10. Absolutely amazing. Really, really beautifully done. You can tell that they've used parts of the original soundtrack for each section. So for example, the Turks have their soundtrack in there. The battle sequence music is my absolute favourite. I think it's called Let the Fight Begin or something like that, but they've remastered it and remixed it so you can hear little pieces of the original music, and it's just sort of modernised and redesigned in a very, very classic way, in a very, very beautiful way. And there's times where the music makes the scene. For example, if I'm fighting a really, really hard boss and you get to the point where you think, oh, I'm just getting wiped out, I'm getting destroyed here, and all of a sudden the music sort of ramps up and you feel yourself getting ramped up as well, and then all of a sudden you start, right, let's focus now, let's pull out the magic, let's do this, let's cure that, right, let's just start going on the offensive. It's really, really weird, but it does get your mind sort of in pace with the music, if that makes sense. So yeah, for a game to do that for me, it's almost rare, it's almost unheard of. So hats off to you, Nobuo Uematsu. You're probably never going to see this, but hats off to you, my friend. Good God, you've nailed it. And as soon as I heard that he was coming back on this game to create the music and compose the music, I knew it was going to be something special. I really, really do. My son is a personal favourite of the Final Fantasy VIII soundtrack, because he's played the game through with me as well, and he loves Final Fantasy. So I wanted to get him to see this, but there's lots of swearing, there's lots of tongue-in-cheek stuff that he's probably not old enough for yet, but when he's a bit older he's going to experience this one fresh, and I wish I could go back and experience this again. Those of you in the comments saying yes, you can do it in hard mode, sod that. I'm not going back and doing it in hard mode. So it's not that I'm afraid of it, there's no incentive for me to do it again in hard mode. I've experienced the story now, And if it was a shorter campaign, and this is not a criticism, if it was a shorter campaign, I would probably look at doing hard mode. But I'm not going for the platinum. I was just playing the game for the story. I did all the side missions as well, so I'm comfortable with that. I think we clocked in at around where are we at? So we're on 37 hours now. So around 37 hours it took me to complete the game. I didn't grind at all. I didn't go through sections purposely, leveling up, respawning monsters and all that kind of stuff. I didn't do that. So yeah, it was how I wanted to play it. Normally I do with a Final Fantasy game, but the reason why I didn't do that is because I didn't want to overpower myself for each section. I didn't want to one hit everything. I wanted to play Final Fantasy a little bit differently than what I normally do, which is overpower, over level, and then just go in and pretty much one hit everything. I wanted a little bit of a challenge with this one, so I played it as I played it. Didn't go back and grind. I didn't go through and do anything else other than the side missions, which did give me a little bit of a boost, but nothing too crazy. I did die a few times. Hopefully it was around 5 or 6 times. I don't think it was many, but yeah, I died a little bit in the beginning when I started to get used to the different types of bosses. I think there was a poison boss that killed me. So it really does get you thinking about the different enemies. And it's like I said, going back to the gameplay a little bit, the bosses themselves are amazingly done. They're beautifully designed. They play differently. They work differently. Some of them are very, very defensive. They high defense stats, barely attack, but when they do, it hurts and you've got to find a way to get through their defense. Some are just outright aggressive but have a low magic defense. Some are very quick, some are very slow, all that kind of stuff. So it plays both ways, so it's very good. It mixes the game up for you. It does get you to think a little bit, but that's what Final Fantasy is all about. You can't just go in, sort of Dark Souls, Bloodborne style, and just hack, slash. It doesn't play like that. And I know Dark Souls has tactics, and so does Bloodborne, but it's not your hack and slash game. You literally can't go in and just mash the hell out, square, triangle. There is a little bit of strategy and plan into it, looking at your HP, making sure it doesn't drop below a certain level. If it does, using your cure, your healing magic, all that kind of stuff. But those of you that are looking to play the game that haven't played any Final Fantasy game before, and you're thinking, bloody hell, this is all going over my head, honestly, it's very, very easy to pick up. It won't take you very long at all. Just trust me on it. Just play through the initial section and you'll get used to how the material works. The tutorials in the game are very, very helpful. Your hand is held pretty much through every sort of new thing that comes into the game. You don't have to work anything out for yourself. So yeah, it works on both ways. It's a big nostalgia boost for fans of the franchise and for fans that have played the original game, and it's also leaning towards those of you that are very, very new that want to come in fresh and experience this one for yourselves. It works in both ways, and the directors and the game producers have done a very, very good job of mapping it to suit both sort of sides. Music, fantastic, guys. I will be downloading the Spotify album, and I will be playing it in my car like a nerd. It's worth it. So music is fantastic. I think that's most of everything that we've covered. Length of the game, as I said, clocked in around 38 hours, 37 hours. So it's very good. It's very fair. It's not short by any means. Even if you didn't do the side missions, you're probably going to take off about between 5 and 10 hours, if that. So you're still looking at a solid 25-30 hour game. Now into the criticism parts that a lot of people are talking about, and that is that this is not the full game. It is a full game. It's 35 hours long to 40 hours long. It's as long as you want to make it. You can replay it multiple times. Yes, it's not the full story of the original game, because the producers have decided that because it's such a massive project, they want to flesh out all the characters, flesh out the side story, the areas, everything else. I'm not sure how true this is, but they're looking to separate it into 4 distinct parts. and part 1 was Midgar. So we put my teeth in. We've just done Midgar. Not sure what the next part will be. Very, very excited to see what that is. We won't have long to wait. I've heard that the next part 2, will be with us in March 2021, so we're only looking at a year away, and it's already in development, which is fantastic. And initially, my first reaction was, oh great, it's not a full game, here we go, they're going to do it in installments, it's going to be pay to play, da 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 da. And whilst yes, you're going to have to pay £45 for each installment, it is a full game, guys. It's a full length game. It's a story within itself. You don't have to play all the other games that come out after. If you don't want to, you can just sit and enjoy this one, play through it, and then never touch any of the others. But honestly, even if you're not a Final Fantasy fan, I don't see any real reason why you wouldn't, you would not think that way once you've played through it. You'll want to play more. You'll want to see the next part. You want to see what happens, and venture on with the story. It didn't end on a cliffhanger. It ended very openly. I expected it to end on a cliffhanger of some sort and sort of get you thinking, oh, who's that, or how's that going to work? But it sort of described everything very, very clearly. And it led in nicely to the next part, which I'm really looking forward to. So don't understand the gripes. I don't understand the negativity about how the game has been distributed. Yes, it is coming in parts. Yes, it is coming in chunks. But you guys weren't complaining when they were doing it with the Telltale games, So and that in itself is a fully fleshed out story just done in chunks, and we were happy to chuck £10-15 at that, and then a £5 an episode here, £5 an episode there. So it's the same principle, guys, you know what I mean? So I am completely on board with this being done in parts. I don't think it's a money grabbing thing. The Final Fantasy franchise in itself is huge. It's a multi-million pound thing, and they've made more than enough money from it. This isn't a rush job. This has taken years to develop. They've pushed it back, I think, 3 or 4 times just to make sure it's absolutely crystal and it's absolutely there up with the big league games, which it is. And you can tell they've spent a hell of a lot of time, put a hell of a lot of effort into every little fine detail. Everything from the music, the characters, the gameplay, the little nostalgia nods to the original, the comedy value, the voice acting is phenomenal. All the characters are really, really well done. So yeah, everything about it is brilliant, and I really don't understand the the pushback about it being done in sections. For me, I'm looking at it, we've got part 1 this year, we'll get part 2 next year. If this becomes a yearly thing and each game is like this one, this is going to be game of the year for the next 4 years. It's as simple as that. That's how it's going to be. And yes, I am a fan of. I can hear you all now going, "Who's Final Fantasy fanboy? He just loves it." No matter what. Whilst that's true, like I said, don't take my word for it. Have a look at the reviews. Have a look at what the critics are saying. Everybody's absolutely praising the hat off this game, and it's very easy to see why. So, yes, go and buy it, guys. Go and play it. It is the balls. It is the shiz. Everything's in there. Sephiroth's in there. Tifa's in there, hubba hubba, ha ha ha. Aerith's in there, hubba hubba, ha ha ha. Barrett is absolutely fantastic, so funny. He's got all the one-liners in the world. However, I think Aerith takes the one-liner for me. Spoiler alert: the Sephiroth fight at the end of the game, when Aerith sort of joins the party with Cloud, and Cloud says, "Watch out, he's tough." Aerith says, "Yeah, and let's go." That was it for me. That was the one-liner that I really liked. But Barrett's got a million of them, and he's really, really good. So yeah, all the voice acting was spot on. None of it was cheesy. None of it was over the top. There was over the top bits in the game, but it's not a Final Fantasy game if you don't have sections that have over the top bits in it. So it's not a markdown for me. It's up there with everything else. I love how the materia physically appears in your weapons. So every time you change the color of your materia, use a different materia, it appears in the weapon that you're using, and it's the same with the weapons themselves. So normally in a game, you will just have the weapon that you've equipped in the battle sequences that you use, whereas with this one, you've actually got the weapon physically on your character in the cutscenes as well. So it's not just the in-game footage that you see the weapon you've equipped. Normally you see the main weapon or the original weapon. So for example, Cloud's Buster Sword, you will see that through the whole game normally. But with the cutscenes, you actually see the weapons and, you know, items that he's got equipped based on the current weapon and item that he actually has equipped, which makes sense. But little details like that go a really long way with this, and I absolutely loved it. Final thing to talk about, the summons. Oh dear god, the summons are amazing. I would like to have seen a little bit more in there, and don't get me wrong, I haven't gone through all the VR missions. I haven't done all the Colosseum or anything like that, so you might be able to unlock a couple more, but off the top of my head, you've got Ifrit, Shiva, Fat Chocobo, and Chocobo Moogle. Chocobo and Moogle was a pre-order for me, and also Baby Chocobo was on there as well. It's all about the Chocobos in this game, and yeah, all of the character designs for the summons were fantastic as well. Very, very different obviously to the original, just completely revamped and redone. They didn't look like any of the other summons in the other Final Fantasy games either, which is good. Kept it fresh and you know, made it feel really crystal new and didn't make it feel cheap in any way. I think if they would have copied it and pasted a summons model from Final Fantasy X, for example, I think that would have cheesed me off a little bit, and everyone else, I would imagine. So that was done from the ground up, which is very, very good. The most beautiful summon in the game for me was Ifrit, the fire demon. Oh dear god, you know, every time he does that radiant plume and then he does hellfire at the end, all the lights and the colours, you know, the flames swirling around him, absolutely amazing. There's loads of stuff going on the screen at once, as there is normally, which reminds me, guys, if you can play this game in 4K, do it. It is absolutely beautiful. It's like playing Advent Children. Those of you that have seen the Advent Children Final Fantasy film, which is now, this game is now prompting me to go and watch it. Honestly, play it in 4K. You will not be disappointed. It's absolutely beautiful. For a couple of the streams and the videos that I've done, unfortunately, because I was using recording software, I had to descale my HDR and play it in HD instead of 4K. But you know, it didn't take anything away from me. But the times that I did play in 4K, there was a big jump in graphics. It adds a lot more pixels into the screen, and everything looks a lot more crisper, a lot more smoother. All the colors seem a lot more vibrant. So if you can, get this game and play it in 4K. Those of you that are looking to get a PlayStation, and if you're gonna now buy a PlayStation purely for this game, I recommend that you get a PS4 Pro, because those are currently the models that only support full 4K. Every other PlayStation model does HDR, but PS4 Pro can upscale to 4K, as it will with your telly. So do it. You won't be disappointed. So guys, we have come to the end of the review. Sad times, but we'll be here again next year, right? We'll be here again next year. Honestly, guys, I cannot praise this game enough. It is already, for me, Game of the Year, and I think it will stay that way until, you know, the end of the year. Normally when we get to October and November, they sort of throw these big AAA titles out at us just to try and win Game of the Year and get some awards towards the end, and sort of boost during the Christmas sales. But honestly, this is going to be a hard game to beat. This for me stands out as one of my most favourite games ever, not just on the PlayStation 4. It's a very, very close contender to Bloodborne, which is my all-time favourite PS4 game. Shout out to Bloodborne, hell yeah. But no, honestly, this is probably joint first with Bloodborne at the moment. I'm still not quite sure which one is my absolute favourite. But this for me blew everything out of the water. It was exactly what I wanted it to be. It is everything that I wanted it to be in terms of what I dreamt of it being. I envisioned it being. I thought, oh, you know, when I was watching Advent Children a few years back, I thought, just imagine if they remade this or made a game or redone Final Fantasy VII in this sort of style. How cool would that be? And guys, fast forward 4 or 5 years and here we are. Absolutely incredible. It is one of those times when you're really, really proud to be a gamer. You're proud to be alive during this time when games like this come out and you can experience them, it is really, really something when you can experience it from the point it comes out, and you can sit there and say, this is a game I experienced when I was playing. So fantastic game, guys. Game of the year for me. If I was to give it a rating, it's a very, very easy 10 out of 10. It's excellent, it's perfect, it's sublime, any sort of word you want to throw at it. It wipes the floor with everything that's on the market at the moment, in my opinion. As I said, I don't work for any sort of game producer, I don't work for any review company. This is just my honest and open thoughts and review of the game. So it's up there. It should be up there for you as well. And if you're new to the franchise and you're new to Final Fantasy, go and pick it up. You will love it. If you're into RPGs, this is top. This is right up there. If you want a bit of action, you want a really good story, or a campaign, again, this is up there. The RPG elements are very easy to pick up. You don't have to be an RPG veteran to learn how to play this. It's very, very easy to pick up. And as I said earlier, there are lots of tutorials in the game that are broken up into short, sort of manageable chunks. So it does teach you how to play the game easily, and you don't have to be a pro to play it. So pick it up, guys. Pick it up. It is the nuts. It is the balls. It's 10 out of 10, and it's my game of the year. Whew. And breathe. I'm still thinking about it. I still want more. I'm going to go online now and have a look at people talking about the ending and other thoughts and opinions on the game. And I love when games do that. I love when a game really, really captures you to the point where when you're not playing it, you're looking stuff up online and you're reading about it and you're watching videos about it. And this has done that for me very, very easily. What a freaking journey, guys. What a journey. Fantastic game. Brilliant, brilliant story. Beautiful character models. Beautiful story. Amazing music. It's all there. It's the full package, guys. Go out and buy it. There's no debate in it. Just go out and buy the bloody thing. It will change your life, honestly. It is an absolute masterpiece of a game. And Square Enix is right up there at the moment as one of the big developers. So very, very well done to you guys. Very, very well done indeed. Cannot wait to see part 2, which will be March next year. It feels so far away, but hopefully it will fly by. Not wishing time away or anything, but I cannot wait for the next one to come out. I'm actually quite intrigued to see how it will work, whether you will start from scratch on part 2 or whether you will carry over materia and weapons from this one. I've heard rumours that you won't carry over your HP, your MP or your level, because can you imagine if you sort of spent the after game now going into the Colosseum and leveling up to 100, you will be OP for part 2. So that bit I understand, but I hope that you take over your summons, your materia, your weapons, and all your sort of skill tree. Hopefully. I know that sort of ties in with your level, but hopefully, even if they just take how you were at end game, so if at end game you've done the Sephiroth bit, you've done all that, they take that bit over. I'm not sure. I don't know. Part of me feels like it's not going to work that way. Part of me feels that they will just get you playing from scratch, and if that's the case, then okay, fair enough. But hopefully they start at this sort of level. They start at the mid 30s, 30, 35. They give you some decent materia. You've already got your summons that you've got in part 1, all that kind of stuff, and you've got some decent weapons. Hopefully it's not completely from scratch, like you start from level 1, have to work your way all through it again, because it will feel a little bit deflated, I think. Whilst it won't remove anything from the story, obviously, I feel it will take quite a bit away from the progression, because as you play, it sounds silly, but as you play through the game and you level up your characters, that's time you're spending, grinding, putting in skill points, investing in, extra materia and all that kind of, and items, all that kind of stuff, building up your character, and you do invest yourself in it. And I don't think I'm alone in saying that. So if that was taken away, I think it will feel like all your hard work's taken away just a little bit. So hopefully they at least keep the weapons, materia, and maybe some of the key items and stuff as well, but we'll see. So guys, there we are. Thank you very much. I'm going to shut my face now. I'm going to let you guys go out and enjoy this game. Please, please, please go and buy it. Thank you so much to everyone that joined me on the stream earlier, that continued to stay with me right until the end, until right now. Hello guys, you're still there, I know. Thank you very much for staying with me, and thank you for those of you that came in just to have a little look at the stream. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and hopefully you enjoyed the game. I absolutely did. It blew my head off. It was amazing. I spent a solid 8.5 hours playing it today, so now I'm going to just have a little bit of a wind down, have a little bit of relax, and then probably in an hour's time I'm going to be back on the internet looking up stuff about this game. That's what it does to you guys. It literally warps your mind. It is brilliant. It's addictive. It's beautiful in all the ways that it can be. Go and buy it. JayNotion's rating for Final Fantasy VII Remake is a solid 10 out of 10. Game of the Year edition. Yes, yes, yes. Go and get it, guys. Thank you very much for everyone for joining me. Those of you that are still watching on Twitch, if you want to jump over and see more about JayNotion and some of the videos that I've done, or if you want to go back and watch any of the parts of this game that you may have missed, please click on the link in the channel page on Twitch, and it will take you over to my YouTube channel, and then you can catch up on all the parts that you might have missed in the live streams. Please leave a like on those videos if you do enjoy them, and please subscribe to the channel if you want to support JayNotion and motivate me to do more videos for you. Someone just wrote in the comments, what's next? We're going to go back to Control, guys. Those of you that haven't seen me play Control, I have got to about the last hour or two from the end of the main game, so I'm going to go back to Control. I'm going to finish it. Hopefully we'll finish that in the next day or two, who knows. That will be going up on my YouTube channel, so please join me on that one. Fantastic game. So we're going to go back to Control is my long answer to that. Hopefully you guys will come along and enjoy the ride on that one as well. Great story as well. Another great action game, very sci-fi orientated. I won't ruin it too much, but I won't spoil it for those of you that are interested. But they have just dropped a DLC update for that game as well, so it's worth checking out. It's great, it's good fun. You can lob stuff at people with your mind. It's that good. Anyway, thanks guys. Don't think there's anything else I need to cover. Game's fantastic, you're fantastic. Thanks for joining me. Please go and check out my channel, JayNotion. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to show your support, and if you want to be notified of when live streams go live, when new videos go live on my channel, please click the bell icon on the channel and it will sort all that noise out for you. Thank you very much, guys. You've been watching Final Fantasy VII the Remake with JayNotion. Take care, and I will see you soon.